You're listening to RAWF After Hours on the RAWF Radio Network.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to RAWF After Hours on the RAWF Radio Network. I am your host, the owner and president of RAWF in the game we all know and love and miss at this point, Wrestler Unstoppable. Well, we'll get to all that in just a moment. Let me bring on my two co-hosts tonight. Screw it. Let's have two.
Roshina biot branachna hasnash Tadu farden on roimaga sambabat Tana broira cheter Silaga subtril hermu Resni havle fi on spine hermu Roisinde Chagragam mi molor Gait levelin enish
Ladies and gentlemen, my first co-host is the one and only Maeve O'Hare. Good evening, Maeve.
Good evening, boss man. I see you've gotten things mostly fixed.
We're hopefully, let's hope so. I have, anyways, on my end. And my second co-host this evening, the reigning RAWF World Heavyweight Champion himself. Please welcome.
Once upon a time, an abomination. He walked on water and he conquered nations. Could have ruled forever, but he lost his patience. Look at me now, paragon of greatness. First of the fallen and last of the old gods. No use fighting because you can't beat those cold odds. Beginning of time and the end of days. Civilizations crumble under his gaze. Alpha and Omega, the wrath of the God King. Paragon of greatness, about to pin you in that ring. Once upon a time, an abomination. He walked on water and he conquered nations. Could have ruled forever, but he lost his patience. Look at me now, paragon of greatness. Eons ago, before time existed, they lived in the heavens and the rain persisted.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is the paragon of greatness. Good evening, Paragon.
Good evening, Amadeus. You know, the Void may have tried to pull in Unstoppable, but it couldn't pull in After Hours.
Well, it tried a couple weeks ago, but it didn't quite make it. But yeah, this is it's going to be an interesting show. Let's put it that way. It's not going to be like our normal show. We'll do a little bit, but of our regular show. But I have a feeling we're just going to be chewing the fat here about other things on this program, just for
Nobody better bite me.
I wouldn't if they paid me all the money in the world.
And anywho, so ladies and gentlemen, as I'm sure all of you listening are aware, Wrestler Unstoppable has been down for a significant period of time. We hope to have Will COO, the COO of Sports Unstoppable, on here in a little bit to give us a sort of update on what anything he can tell us about when Wrestler Unstoppable may or may not be back up. And El Vacant is also supposed to show up later in the program. He's running a little late himself. So, but as far as RAWF goes, when the lockout comes back, we can't make any decisions on tournaments and stuff whatnot until the game comes back, and then we look over. I'm sure a few of the round robins that I put out will not count. Maybe one or two of the superstars I put out won't count. I have to figure that out. There's other things we have to look at, all the tournaments, see where people started counting out. If maybe we can make continue those tournaments in a different way. Well, we'll figure all that out. I can tell you for sure that the two title matches that were ongoing, that were results of countouts. The Platinum Dragon Championship match between Hotshot Chaz and Kenta will have to be redone, and the Ultimate Gauntlet title match between Sassy Applebee's and Destroyer, I believe, will have to be redone as well. I believe those were the only two title matches in progress that were affected by the lockout. No, Ken, not your match. You are still the Midnight Hobo champion after retaining against Sai. That will stand whether or not whether that Superstars counts in the rankings or not. Either way, that match stands. That victory stands. So you will be Midnight Hobo champion going into Graveyard Smash. And same for the Superstars title. Iceman Jur, I believe, won the Superstars title right before the lockout started. So congratulations to him, and he will remain the Superstars champion. So, with all of that being said, we do plan on having Graveyard Smash in what is it? 22 days, 3 weeks from tomorrow night, and there are some matches we can talk about. That being said, let's go ahead and do so. So the first match will of course be the Horror Lumberjack match between Redneck Avenger and Soul Reaper. Who wants to go first on this one?
All right, I'll jump in here. Despite rumors of its demise, right now this match is still very much on the books. I think that if anybody hadn't caught it, check our last upload of RAWF After Hours. Redneck Avenger is pumped and ready for this match. He's having a hell of a time, regardless of the circus going on around it. And Soul Reaper's a heated guy. He gets very emotional, and that sometimes can lean right into exciting pay-per-view moment.
Yeah, he definitely gets emotional. We found that out a couple weeks ago, didn't we?
We sure did.
Nah, yeah, we certainly did. I still think, and I don't, Maeve, you can chime in too on this. I still think this is Redneck's kind of match, more his kind of match than it is Soul Reaper's.
I think it's going to depend on who the Lumberjacks are.
That's true.
That can play a big thing. But really, given the state of everything, I think you'd be hard pressed to find Lumberjacks that are going to make this go in Soul Reaper's favor.
Yeah, I don't see it happening either. I think.
Or what? What are you suggesting that we get non-human Lumberjacks? Are we supposed to be getting kangaroos?
Zombies, actually.
Oh no.
Yes. Gee,
that sounds like a terrible idea.
Guess who came up with it? At any rate, next up,
I said what I said.
yeah, we have a three stages of hell matches between Ken Costa and Kenta, and the ire between the heated conversations they've had has been even on this show. So, Maeve, what are your thoughts on Ken Costa and Kenta's three stages of
I'm
hell?
purely excited for this match. I think it's going to be fantastic. And I'm very interested to hear what the three stages are going to be because I believe that the third one's up to yourself.
Yes, well, I haven't decided on that yet. I'll be honest with you. Kind of been a
I mean,
easy
you've
week.
had other things on your mind. It's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. But your thoughts, Paragon?
I mean, this was right from the start my shut up and take my money match of the show. These two are, I mean, absolutely going at it in both Unstoppable on After Hours. It's an incredibly passionate feud between these two right now. I hope that none of this stuff derails it because I'm telling you right now, if they keep up this momentum, it's going to be a spectacle, and it's, I mean, just the. I don't think that winner or loser, either one of these two are going to come out looking bad. I think that this is a star-making matchup for both men. I'm hard pressed to pick a winner. I think that Kenta had the momentum on the microphone, but perhaps Ken has had the momentum in the ring. I think that it's going to be a clash between two very big personalities, and I'm excited. Either way, this is going to be a 2-1. There's not going to be a sweep in this three stages of hell match.
All right, I agree with you. These two are probably this is going to be a really good matchup. There's no doubt about it. Which one of them walks away? We find out hopefully in 3 weeks' time. Now let's get to some of the titles. Now I was told that Tigress did end up winning the Biatch of the month. So, but I will put an asterisk next to that because I do have to confirm that with my own eyes. But it appears that Destroyer will defend the estrogen title against Tigress at Graveyard Smash, and of course Tigress's history with the estrogen title is among the top. I mean, between her, Cougar, and Davila, the three of them have dominated the estrogen division since its inception, for the most part. What is your thoughts on Destroyer versus Tigress, Paragon?
Uh, I've been firmly in Team Destroyer for a while. I think that she's been doing a lot of great stuff. That said, she did kind of let me down on my very bold and very early predictions about her Superstars Championship reign. Tigress is an absolute legend. She's a Hall of Famer. She's been an iconic part of the RAWF fabric for as long as I've been around. I think that Destroyer's got to go out there and prove something right now. Despite all of her success, I think that the momentum is actually on a bit of a downturn. And I think that she will do that. I think that Destroyer's going to go out there. Destroyer's going to be absolutely fine. Destroyer retains, is my opinion.
Maeve, as a former estrogen champion, how do you feel about this match?
I would echo a lot of what McCorker said, except I wouldn't say that Destroyer's ever let me down. Destroyer knows how I feel about her. I think it's going to be a good match. I think we're going to hear end still because I think Destroyer's got a lot more to do with that title than she's accomplished so far. So my money is on her.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Again, this is semi-official. This match until I see it for myself that she actually won the tournament by pinfall. Next up, we have for the Multimedia Championship. This is confirmed. The Immortal Griffith will defend against Dees, and I want to make sure that I'm correct when I say that Dees has never held the Multimedia Championship, but I will check on that real quick. But Dees does have a history of beating Griffith for titles on pay-per-view. Maeve, I have a feeling what
I was going to say, do you really need to ask me who I think's going to win this match?
I'm pretty sure I know who you're going to say. Yes.
I've actually really enjoyed watching what English has to do with this multimedia title. I'd been saying for a while that I really wanted to see someone go all in on the multimedia aspect of it. And he has not stopped doing cameos and live feeds. He was even talking about getting a Twitch channel and doing some gaming with folks. So I've purely enjoyed it. I think it's hilarious to watch. But it's also, I think, been really good for folks to see a more playful side of English. A lot of times everyone thinks about the Griff Reaper and all of this, very serious, and he is a serious competitor. He is very scary when he gets mad. He's, a legend in the business for a reason, but he does have a sense of humor. He does have a sense of whimsy. He is a very charming person when he chooses to be. And I think that the multimedia title has given him the opportunity to showcase that side that not everyone often gets to see. So not only do I think he will retain, I hope he retains, because I'm very much enjoying Griff as multimedia champion.
Paragon, would you like to weigh in, sir?
This match is going to have more beard than the lumberjack match will have if the lumberjacks are in fact lumberjacks. That being said, Griff is having a good time with the multimedia championship right now. He loves a good bit. He loves when he's having some fun with something. He's as Maven covered, doing a lot of these social media events. I've heard that he may or may not have been involved in a social media championship situation over this last week as well. It's probably Griff, but again, I'd like to point out, like, with the strange momentum break that we've kind of all been experiencing, that throws a lot of things up in the air, and I think that Dees is one of those people that keeps their nose down and just really kind of grinds towards championships. Griffith feeds on the attention and the having the spotlight a lot of times, and I think that as long as that momentum doesn't die down over these couple of weeks, Griffith probably has this easy. But if Griffith's interests have shifted over the time while we're away, Dees is going to be right there.
Indeed. And as I said, he has beaten Griff for a title before on pay-per-view, so it's not out of the realm of possibility. But I agree with Maeve that I'd like to see more of the Immortal Griffith as the multimedia champion, because I have a feeling he will be more entertaining than Dees. No offense to Dees. All right, next up, Triple Crown Championship. It is scheduled to be the unsettled Chris Cage defending against Maeve O'Hare and Joe Boo. Paragon, your thoughts?
Well, it's time for our monthly Chris Cage and Joe Boo versus somebody match, it seems like. Look, this time that somebody happens to be our esteemed co-host, Maeve O'Hare. We all know how talented Maeve is. We know that she can absolutely go in the ring. She's got a lot of championships under her belt. And I don't think that she has a particular taste for these two people, and that's certainly going to lean to her favor as well. Honestly, I think that Joe Boo might be just right out on this one. Joe Boo, as much as it makes a lot of sense, Triple Crown for the Platinum King, he's failed to reach that goal enough times, and I think that Joe Boo's one of those people that doesn't really believe in try again. He kind of withers off when things don't go his way. This is going to be a matchup between my bestie and my bestie co-host, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
All right. Well, and so Maeve, talk to me about how you're feeling 3 weeks from now, challenging for the Triple Crown title, a championship you've never held before in your illustrious career. So, how are you feeling, knowing, and how do you feel about these two?
First and foremost, I want to shout out Brewer Lad, who I don't think is here tonight, so hopefully he hears this on the replay. He gave me a hell of a fight. I said going into this that I didn't want to overlook Brewer because I was so eager to get my hands on a belt. And he surprised me despite the fact that I thought I was ready for him. He has not missed a step. He's a legend in this industry for a reason as well. I think perhaps I overestimated just how much I knew via proxy because I knew that he'd been fundamental in English's early career. And Fight and Brewer was not at all like Fight in English. So I will know for the future not to make assumptions like that. But, I got very lucky. It's in the hair, I keep telling folk. And I am moving on to this match. As for how I feel about these two, we don't have enough time left in the show for me to adequately explain what I think about these two. So what I will say is that Chris Cage suffers from an abundance of talent and, present company accepted out in the green room, a lack of taste. He keeps making poor decisions and then being very surprised when those poor decisions bite him in the arse. Hopefully he has finally learned his lesson. But I've noticed that the definition of insanity, as I've been told, is trying the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And he is the unsettled Chris Cage. So I fully expect that he's going to make some other poor choice any moment now. Jobu, what is there to say about Jobu? You've all met Jobu. I think that's really all that needs to be said there. I'm not going to flatter his ego by spending more time talking about him than I have to. But I'm not overlooking either of them because this is Chris Cage's match to lose. As I mentioned earlier, when I was just looking at possibly being the third person, because he doesn't have to win both his matches. He just has to not lose both of them. And to that end, he is going to be my primary focus. But I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, as long as I beat Chris Cage, it's all going to be wonderful. I am fully focused on both men, and I'm looking forward to adding a new title to my CV.
All right. It's going to be a very interesting Triple Crown Championship, to say the least. Next up, Fubar City Championship. It'll be the Teflon Sheik taking on Psy. Maeve, your thoughts?
I've been waiting for this moment for ages, and I only hope that Sibel has taken to heart all of the things that I've been saying to her for months about this situation. I am 100% in her corner. I would back just about anybody on planet Earth in this match, but I have a soft spot for Sibel. She and I have been through a lot together, and I am very hopeful that she is going to be able to accomplish her goal and get her belt back.
Paragon?
Welcome to Fubarnolds. I would like the Teflon shake in a large order of size. This is going to be...
Wow.
Oh, yeah, yep. No, I'm actually excited about that. That's why, when I make silly jokes, it means I'm excited about something. Psy is an incredibly violent competitor. Fubar City is extremely suited to her talents and her interests, and I revel in the fact that we're going to get to see her just beat the holy hell out of Teflon Sheik. It's going to be amazing.
It could go down that way at Graveyard Smash.
This is one of those matches that I think 99% of the fan base is all on the side of one person. Oh, Destroyer, don't threaten us with a good time.
All right, so that's going to be a good one. We have another good one for the Midnight Hobo Championship, as Ken Costa will defend against Iceman Jer. It is Jer, right?
Jer.
Yeah, what happened? It rhymes with share. But at any rate, Maeve, weigh in on the Ken Costa Iceman Jer Midnight Hobo Championship match.
I think it's going to be another good match. I have a special place in my heart for the Midnight Hobo Championship, as everyone knows. And I'm looking forward to this not only because it's a Midnight Hobo Championship, but because Ken's been really impressing everybody. He's really kind of come into his own the last few months. But Iceman Jer just kind of came out of nowhere. I was not familiar with his work. I know he'd been around in the industry before now, but I hadn't really known much about him until he came into RAWF a few months ago. And he's been just hitting it running. I am very impressed with him as well. I think this is going to be a good match. My concern on Ken's behalf is that he's going to be distracted with his other obligations. And as much as I know everyone wants to win their grudge matches and they say, oh, this is my special gimmick thing, and I've been beefing with this person for a while, I hope that he doesn't take his sights off the important thing, which is defending his title.
Paragon, how well do you know Iceman Jerry?
Probably a little bit better than Maeve, but not necessarily super well either. I'm been extremely active in many companies over like a decade, so I've found myself in the ring with Iceman Jer a lot. And the guy's very talented. The guy's very well regarded outside of RAWF. It always amazes me, RAWF going as long as it has, when we bring in some names that we're like, wow, I can't believe this person hasn't had a huge run in RAWF before. And Jer is absolutely one of those people. Ken Costa is on fire. He's been extremely hot, but there's one thing that absolutely can slow down heat, and that is when the ice comes. And the Iceman cometh to Graveyard Smash. The question is, can our Midnight Hobo champion send his ass packing? And I think that it's going to be really interesting. It's a clash of one of the most exciting young faces in Unstoppable trying to prove themselves against a very well-respected legend. It's a clash of generations, and I think that right there is worth the ticket price alone.
I got a question for you, Makorkra. Can doors stop ice?
Doors can stop ice, but they're not like ghosts, because doors can stop ice and fire, can't stop ghosts.
That's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure.
All right.
All right, next up for the national championship, Simply the Best defending against Killa Neptune. Killa Neptune, surprisingly, has never held the national championship in his illustrious RAWF career. Challenging STB, of course, has held that title for well over a year at this point, a dominating record here in RAWF. So I'll start with you, Paragon. Your brother challenging STB for the national championship, trying to add another piece to his resume. Your thoughts?
Dear Lord. I kind of said this last time. Killa is Mr. Platinum Dragon. I don't know if him failing to get to that level this last month is a motivator for him, or if it was something he did on purpose because he thought it would be funny to go after STB in this record national championship reign. Killa's, I'll tell you, as the person who knows him better than anybody else, I don't know shit about Killa Neptune. This guy, yeah, he's a bouncing off the walls cartoon at any moment. The exact polar opposite of what Simply the Best is. Simply the Best is a very calculating, very straightforward, very precise kind of competitor. With that said, Killa loves the joke, and there will be a match that we're going to cover a little bit later that makes it extra funny if Killa Neptune stops Simply the Best, so regardless of the result of that match. So I think that Killa might have this one.
All right. Well, we might as well just go ahead and jump to that match because it is the final match that we have scheduled. I'm sorry, Maeve. Would you like to weigh in on the national
I was going to say,
championship?
apparently we don't give a fuck what Maeve thinks about this match.
No, please.
No, I think that for some of the reasons that Makorkra pointed out, I think Killa's got the advantage here, specifically because I think, from what I've seen, I obviously don't know him nearly so well as his brother, Killa always wants to do what he thinks would be the funniest thing at any given moment. And what would be funnier than beating STB for a belt that he's held for forever in a match no one thinks Killa really belongs in at this particular point in time? That's why I think Killa's got the advantage. Not because I think that STB isn't a fantastic wrestler. Of course he is. I mean, he wouldn't have held that belt for this long if he didn't know what he were doing. but simply because Killa's motivation is always what is the silliest, goofiest, most annoying thing I can do at any given time.
You have a point. I, yeah, this does smell like the possible end of STB's reign with the national championship. Uh, but we will see because STB, if for nothing else, because STB may have something else on his mind, and that being the fact that he is challenging Paragon for the World Heavyweight Championship in the main event at Graveyard Smash. I think this is a matchup we've kind of been waiting for a while. May even hadn't gotten until now. What are your thoughts on Paragon versus STB?
I think it's going to be a very purple match. No, I'm excited for this match. I'm always excited to see the great ones go at it. More Corker knows just how much I admire him. STB, as I said, is a fantastic wrestler that can't take anything away from him. He's done just about everything in this company. He's a legend. He's a Hall of Famer. All of that. But as I said, I think going into this, Killer Neptune's thought is going to be, what's the funniest thing I could possibly do? And I think taking a belt away from STB, demoralizing him right before the big match of the show, I think we're going to see both brothers holding belts simply because that's the thing that's going to annoy folks the most. So that's what I'm saying. I think both representatives of the Opaque Brotherhood who are in this match are going to come out as champions. So please don't prove me wrong, Morcorcra.
Now, I said that we've been waiting for this. This match has actually happened. It happened at Unyielding earlier this year, where Paragon successfully defended the World Heavyweight Championship against STB. So it's not like he doesn't know. He's not going into this knowing he can't beat him. So Paragon, your thoughts on having to face STB at Graveyard Smash?
Well, as I kind of alluded to when we were talking about the national championship, I'd like to present the counter argument to what Maeve had just said. Killer Neptune loves the funniest thing possible. And what would be funnier to Killer Neptune than defeating Simply the Best, ending the longest national championship reign, and then watching that same person beat his brother in the main event for the World Heavyweight Championship so that he could then lord that over Paragon of Greatness?
I can't argue with that logic.
If the dominoes fall Killa's way, we're going to see Simply the Best as the new World Heavyweight Champion. But speaking outside of the narrative of like what would make a good story, and speaking purely as an analyst, not as a competitor in this match, I look at two different stories. Paragon of Greatness had a very good World Championship reign. It came to an end at the hands of Blake Bradley, the well-known associate of Simply the Best. Paragon was able to win that title back in dominant and convincing fashion, but he doesn't have that momentum anymore. I'm not running on full speed right now. This is my first defense back. I'm still dealing with basically the same kind of core group of people right now, and we've proven that their collective strategy can defeat me for the World Heavyweight Championship. That said, there's a lot of drama going on since the return of Claymore. It appears that the Elevated Society has come to an end, but it's a lot of pieces are still falling. We don't know where they're going to lie. We don't know if there's going to be a new group that springs up out of this, if there's going to be a new esoteric society, a new elevated society. Everyone's going to kind of go their own ways. There's a lot of drama going on and a lot of confusion, and that's going to do one of two things to Simply the Best. It's either going to distract him from the goal, or it's going to motivate him to show everybody that there's still some stability here, that he's not been broken by this, and that he's going to keep everything on track. He's extremely incentivized to demonstrate that things are not broken for him right now, because if he goes into this match and has a match that is similar to what Blake Bradley had when he lost the championship, it's going to look like the sky is falling for Simply the Best, Blake Bradley, kind of that entire group of people in the fallout of this elevated society split up. He needs to be the one to take a hold of the reins of this ship and right everything for everybody. And that is a lot of pressure on his shoulders, but Simply the Best is able to handle pressure.
Now, ironically enough, you mentioned that you don't have the steam because you just won the title back. But ironically enough, STB was the first person you defended the title against on your first reign, on the previous reign. So it's almost like a deja vu here. Uh, I I mean, Maeve, does that play into it at all? You think?
I mean, I suppose it depends on how you think about these things. And I think something that a lot of folks don't appreciate is that, as much of a historian of the sport and of the company as Corcoran tends to be, he doesn't believe, from what I've seen, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Corcoran, that history repeats itself. I believe that he thinks that there are no fixed points in time. Everything is always in the state of flux. And just from what I've observed, if there's one thing that Corcoran believes in, it's second chances. And so I don't think that he's going to go into this saying, well, I beat him once for it, so it's all settled and I'm not worried about it at all. It's not Corcoran's style to overlook his opponents anyway, but I especially don't think that he's going to let something like a past victory make him sloppy. Are you, Corcoran?
I agree. When I look at Paragon of Greatness, I definitely think that guy Flux.
I mean, you'd know better than myself.
No, look, Simply the Best is incredible, and I think that, much like the Immortal Griffith, this is a dance that I think that we are destined to do forever. You've looked at the last 2 years now, probably, of rankings, and if one of the two of us, if not both of us, are in the top two, are not in the top two, it would be an absolute shock. I think that 1 and 2 are Paragon of Greatness and Simply the Best most of the time, so it's not surprising to see this matchup, and it regardless of the winner, it's not going to be the last time we have this matchup.
All right. Well, we look forward to that match 3 weeks from tomorrow night. It is the Paragon of Greatness defending the World Heavyweight Championship in the main event of Graveyard Smash against Simply the Best. So that's what we know, or what we believe is going to happen thus far at Graveyard Smash. We will hopefully have more for you next week. That was me knocking on wood. But with that being said, I think we'll bring on so let's bring on our reigning Midnight Hobo champion. And apparently he thinks he's the third co-host here on After Hours. Just because, but anyways, let's bring on.
Born in the shadows, raised in the pain, taught by the scars, baptized in the rain. They took my soul, left me hollow inside. Now there's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Every scream they gave, every tear I bled, built the monster that they now dread. I'm the beast within, unleashed tonight. No mercy lives where there's no light. Run if you can, but you'll never win. There's no escaping the beast within.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is your reigning Midnight Hobo champion. He is Ken Costa. Ken, are you there?
The potential co-host is here, Kenny Costa. Anyway, hello, boss. How is your vacation being locked out of the game?
Uh, I in some ways it's nice. In some ways it's stressful because I want to get in there and do what I do always do. But at any rate, thank you for asking, Ken.
Saying,
Uh,
um, sorry for just interrupting the boss, but I would like to say hello, cutie Mavy lady.
Not lady, but thank you.
Well, hello, hello, cutie Mavy. Ollie.
Well, there's no denying that. I mean, look at me.
Ah,
I roll.
Oh, don't
Baragon.
worry, more Corcrow. You're cute too.
How's it going, Ken? Thanks for closing down the last show with us. There was a lot of chaos going down. You were a lot of help, my friend.
We can say that I tried to save the day, but it's okay. Here we are.
There was certainly a lot that needed saving.
mm,
Saints preserve us.
Before we ask any damn question, I have something to say, but I give a warning. It will be very, very loud. Get ready. Hey, Sai! Welcome, baby! Few weeks, you thought that you will be the Midnight Hobo champion. You were very confident, like you're facing some kind of a jobber. Now, who's laughing, bitch? Who got the title now? Sorry, we can continue.
Do you feel better now that you've got that out of your system?
I don't give a damn.
I suspect that you give many damns, or you wouldn't have said it.
I just wanted to roast the damn tea lover girl. Anyway, I'm ready to be asked.
What's wrong with tea? I thought they drank tea in your part of the world too.
Tea becomes good, but it goes bad when it becomes like a tea fetish. Sorry, bad joke.
Well,
all right.
congratulations on the big one. I know for a fact and from my own experience that that's not an easy thing to get from Sai, especially when there's a belt on the line. So, how do you feel having successfully finished that match out despite her protest to the contrary?
Um, like the once before, some people think that they have a chance. They can go over my shoulder very easily. And since Philadelphia Freedom, I always prove many assholes wrong. Especially someone we miss here, and I won't say his name, showing some kind of respect, maybe, or maybe not. But anyway, you see, mm,
I'm gonna stop you right there because I've got a question about that. Where did you get this idea that Vacant disrespects you? He's been one of your biggest fans this whole time.
respects me, yes, but he doesn't give me the praise that I earn when it comes against one of the old goons here. It happened once, it happened twice, it happens many times. But I am not the guy who can judge here because it's pretty damn obvious. Anyway, El Vacant, big history. All respect to his damn history. We'll never deny that. But anyway, we can say that I'm a human being and I had enough. I had enough hearing him. Oh, Ken is the underdog here. Ken will have a hard mission getting to that match. Blah 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 in his rough damn voice. So we can say I just had enough. I'm tired of this until he fixes his kind of odd prediction to me. He can be a friend again. Oh. And by the way, I am sorry, boss. I'm sorry. One last thing. Rumors are wrong. I am not Maeve's fan. We can say that I'm a Maeve's lover. It's kind
What?
of
He's a
What?
what now?
Huh?
It's
Absolutely accurate reporting from Ken Costa,
I
the
just
third
No, no, no,
co-host.
I just confess, pretend it's like pretend that like nothing happened.
I mean, really, who doesn't love me? I mean, look at me. I'm an absolute feckin' delight.
Yeah, real delight there, that Maeve.
See, even More Corcoran says so, and we all know that More Corcoran never lies.
Uh,
All right, let's get back on track here. Ken, two big matches at Graveyard Smash. First, this three stages of hell match against Kenta. No, there seems to be no love lost between you and Kenta. Uh, Talk to me about, you know, obviously I've got to pick the third match, and he's got to pick one. Have you picked yours yet?
I think that I already told you. Death.
Yeah, you probably did. Blonde. I'm blonde. Occasionally I forget though.
I picked the death match as the first stage. I'm just waiting for him to pick up the second stage type, and for sure, all due respect to you, boss, you select the third.
All right. All right, and I'll wait. I will wait until Kenta picks his match before I choose mine. But so it's a death match to start. What a
That seems a little excessive to start with.
Oh,
Like,
oh, 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 wait, wait, wait. You just you just made me remember sending him a text that RAWF After Hours is on because I hate speaking about someone who doesn't give it back. So I would like to hear him say something stupid. So, it's done. Maybe he will know it.
I mean, we'd certainly love to have Kenta show up if he's available.
Oh,
yeah. Why not?
absolutely would love that. Uh,
As
Ken,
long as
you
you two promise to behave yourselves this time. I don't want you throwing chairs or punching each other while we're trying to have a nice show.
Like I said,
that's very true. But Ken, you've got this first match you've already established now with this three stages of hell, and I've got to say the intensity that you and Kenta have been bringing to this to After Hours every week and to our superstar shows and everything, it's got people absolutely on the edge of their seat. How do you plan on delivering on the excitement that you've brought up amongst all of our fans?
mm, maybe maybe we are making some good impact here. Maybe we are the best non-title match in the Graveyard Smash, but can't. You know, I have been there a lot in Japan. I would like, I have spoke some Asian song, ching chong ching chong, and I live.
Whoa, now, hey, now.
Sorry, I don't mean some.
I mean, let me just stop you there. First of all, no. Second of all, I don't think you'd appreciate it if he then came on here and started making rude comments about the Middle East. So let's just cut it off right there
Maybe.
and cut the promo without the racism.
Oh, okay, sure, because I am. I I am a guy from the Middle East too, but okay, sure. Well, Kenta, I know that kind of a strong style wrestlers because I was there too. I I was in Japan. I made some great matches. I was the world champion there, and I know when it goes to some big tough fights. But actually, even when I was there, I just I just heard rumors here and there about Kenta, and Kenta, he was just a mid card guy. I mean, no. No offense to any Japanese wrestler, but I saw great wrestlers there. Like we had Joe Pack, Tiger Hood, many and many. So Kenta's not even on the level of these great guys, and which, which is obvious, he's not on the level of the guy with the many names, the hot momentum talent, Evil Witcher, the Midnight Hobo champion, and for sure a potential co-host. But anyway, this is a message to Kenta. Maybe tonight, next week, the week after, you will go live and you will say something about Ken Costa. But when you speak about Ken Costa, you must know who the hell is Ken Costa first. So, in case you won't say anything stupid, because I heard many stupid things about me before, piece of advice: you can beat Ken Costa? Maybe. You become greater than Ken Costa? Maybe and maybe not. But will you become the guy with the impact, the guy with the passion, the guy with the tough wins, the guy with the glory, like Ken Costa? You know, I have been here for now for like a year and a half, and every day I become better, I become bigger, I become tougher. So I just wish that lesson learned, Kenta. Sorry, I
You are not on my level. That is a quote from Ken Costa about Kenta. Whoa. I mean, we've gotta hear the Golden Dragon's response to that.
Speaking of the Golden Dragon, so sad that even when he got a platinum championship match, the game refused. I'm sorry, but tough luck for him. He can try later, maybe after a few years. But now it's my time, so
A few years. Wow.
maybe because just one challenge won't make him a star like Ken Constant.
Well,
Next.
Ken, you and I have had a lot of conversations. I've given you a lot of advice over your time here in RAWF. I understand why when we come into after hours, you're more excited to see Maeve. I think anybody that watched the Good Friends Better Enemies build up understands why you're a bigger fan of Maeve than myself, despite all of the things that I've done for you over your time. But I really hope that you've been listening to some of the things that I say, because Kenta has been preparing in a big bad way, and this is the time for Ken Costa to climb over the Golden Dragon and cement himself as a top star in RAWF.
Mm, Let me ask you a question. Do you mean that Kenta can go far past Ken Costa?
I think that Kenta has unlimited potential, but this is a moment for both titanium and gold. I think that both of you have something very important to prove in this match, and you're both on the cusp of superstardom. The winner is going to come out as a top star in RAWF. The loser is going to have to go back to the drawing board.
Wait a minute. Did you say a limited potential about Kenta? I am sorry. But look. Sometimes I show up as the asshole. Sometimes I show up rude. Sometimes I show up a nasty guy. Maybe because I say many things that you don't like to hear. But a limited potential, it goes to me. You saw me a year and a half, Paragon. You're the one, my big brother, who should see and convince that there's only one guy with the unlimited potential. I mean, come on, guys. Anyone comes here that shows up cute and nice, you just call him a guy who has a future. No, I was nice. I was cute. I was a fan. Too many here. Not only because I just wised up, became a guy who only cares about himself, that anyone can go above my level. With all due respect, Baragon, with all due respect, you just made me mad now. Because Kenta will never be Ken Costa, and he will never be better than Ken Costa. You can ask.
I mean, it's not pie. There's potential for everyone. It's not like Kenta having unlimited potential means you have no potential.
Listen, I'll say this, and I will leave it at that because I think that Ken is more eloquent about his passions than I would be. Ken Costa is a man that went into a pay-per-view event with a match with the Immortal Griffith and Paragon of Greatness on the same night, and not only came out surviving, but came out looking like a damn star. That is something that almost nobody, potentially literally nobody other than Ken Costa, could ever say. Ken is a special talent, but you cannot rest on your laurels. You have to keep going for the top.
All right. We've talked about this enough. You've got another match at Graveyard Smash we need to discuss. Uh, and it's this one for the Midnight Hobo Championship. You'll be defending that against Iceman Jer. Talk to me about how well do you know him?
Good thing that you changed that damn topic because I was just about to fire up. Anyway, Iceman Gear. Iceman Gear. Finally, I will defend my title against a man. Finally. It was a pain in the ass. Anyway, Iceman Gear. I don't have many information about him. The only thing I know is that he only likes cigar and he is a Starlight Son. And I we can say that I faced him before in a weekly match, and it was a good W for me. But anyway, it depends on Iceman Gear himself. If he wants a fair fight, a fight that holds some of respect, come on. Come on, because I said it before, I am not a bad guy. I'm just a human being. I just give you what you will give me. So, if he wants that fair fight, good. And good luck. But if he wants to go the other way, the hard way, just like Billy Gunn, Cara DeVille, Mark Caliber, DW, Psy, I guess all these five names, we all know the damn result against Ken Costa. I don't have to talk about it. It's just really clear to us. all these results is the way I am sitting here now with you guys. Good taste for glory over proving them all wrong. Ah, lovely, lovely, lovely.
All right. Well, that is indeed what you will have to do at Graveyard Smash. Prove Iceman wrong that you are not that But we shall see what happens. And he's relatively new to RAWF. We'll see what happens and where he goes from here. All right, Ken, stick around. We're gonna do after we bring our next guest on and talk with him for a bit. We're just gonna chew the fat with everybody. We'll bring everybody else on. And but everybody, please welcome RAWF Hall of Famer, the one and only.
Boots hit the dirt, stealing my stare. Six pack of engines, I don't fight fair. Rattlesnake blood running through my veins. Mess with the best, you'll be feeling the pain. I'm a renegade, born a ball, raised on rage. Knuckles up, I set the stage. Drinking beer and kicking pain. Ain't no cage can hold my name. A redneck avenger, don't need no crown. But you best believe I run this town. From back road bars to the square circle, ain't no rules when I raise this hurdle. I don't tap out, I don't back down. You cross my line, you're going down.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is indeed the Redneck Avenger. R.A., are you there,
Oh,
sir?
yes, sir, I am. I'm here, and I'm live and in Technicolor.
As you were 2 weeks ago when we had a little incident. I want to thank you once again for trying to help corral a certain person that was on
Oh
here.
no, it's all right. I mean, it was, we've done that. We've all done this for years, and it's okay. It was kind of fun actually.
Yeah, I when I was listening back to it, I was like, "Is this Vicious Truth? What the?" That's what
Yeah,
I was. That's all we needed him back to help him calm things down.
yeah,
Well, he
Terrell would
don't
definitely
calm
calm things down. Absolutely.
No,
Absolutely.
I take that back. He'd stir things up. That's what he would do.
He'd stir that
But
shit
anyway.
like he had a mixture in my grandma's kitchen. Just
All right, let's briefly touch on this match you have with Soul Reaper at Graveyard Smash. This lumberjack horror match, and apparently the lumberjacks are going to be zombies, according to said Soul Reaper. What's your experience with zombies?
I think I dated a few women that had sex like a zombie. It was really kind of dead, but that's about as close as I get.
No, I mean, never. Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. But
Yeah.
yeah, so that's apparently the plan, the big plan for the lumberjack match, and I still think you can beat him. I don't care if it's zombies or ogres uh, or Oompa Loompas outside the ring. I don't think it's going to matter. I personally think you're just going to kick his ass.
I think that's probably what's pretty much going to happen, and I think he knows that's what's going to happen. And I think that's probably what fueled some of that, some of the emotion, shall we call it, of last week, because I think he realized that his bulldog mouth overloaded his bird dog ass, and well, he signed the dotted line. You ain't getting away.
No, he did not. He did indeed, and indeed will be happening at Graveyard Smash. But well, unless you had something else we talk about, we can just chew the fat at this point because well, there's not much to talk about right now because well, as we all know, WU right now is well, okay, well, Facebook is having a glitch. This is Facebook's problem. This is not a problem on WU's part. The fact that the game's been down for over a week now.
Yeah.
But I do want to make that clear. By the way, Chaz, I don't know if you heard me earlier, and I seen you just arrived a little while ago. that match will be redone once Unstoppable comes back up. You will be you will be reinstated as the Platinum Dragon champion, and you will defend against Kenta in a separate match. So, just just so you know, and Sassy Applebee's will be reinstated as Ultimate Gauntlet and have another match with Destroyer. So, that being said, RA, what the hell's going on? How you been?
Oh man, I've been busier than a one-armed paper hanger rolled in poison ivy. Just with life in general, but it's been okay. Mithras is having a little bit of difficulty hearing anybody with me. Let's see, Mithras,
It's the muscles. They're blocking his ears.
maybe so. Try a hard refresh on the page and see if you can get it like that.
That's weird that he can't hear anybody else.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, I don't know. The link went in, and I copied and pasted it, and
See?
I guess.
Oh, you can hear Maeve. Paragon, talk to Mithras.
What's up, Mithras? RA was here with us last week or 2 weeks ago when everything fell apart, and I've got to say, since that day, there's absolutely been no problems. Nothing has been broken. Everything has been running incredibly smoothly.
Absolutely. I may have broke the internet.
Somebody somewhere broke something. We know that much.
Yeah.
But again, I want to reiterate that when the game does come back up, it's going to take me a while to piece together everything that I need to do. Which round robins I no longer can count, which superstars I can no longer count as far as rankings and whatnot, and what tournaments need to be not redone, but at least redone to the point that the people that got counted out get another opportunity.
So what that means, folks, is be patient and don't come carping to Boss Man 2 seconds after you get back into game asking where's your title shot.
That's going to happen anyways.
You can always direct him to me. I'm very professional.
No, I have somebody else I can direct that to.
I mean, if you want to go full nuclear right away, by all means. I'm making a point never to get on that one's bad.
We all know I have a red button right here in front of my desk if I need it.
The red button.
You couldn't pay me enough to make that one mad.
Yeah, RA may not know, but you two certainly do what I'm talking about. At any rate.
I imagine somebody
Ah.
pushed the button.
You ever seen the Terminator movies, RA?
Yeah, I'll be back.
It's like that, but more so.
Paragon sits suspiciously quiet.
I'm thinking more like Bill Paxton. Nuke him from orbit, man.
So this is what the show is basically going to be the rest of the time. What we've been doing here for the last few seconds.
So if anyone else wants to call in and have a good time with us, now's your chance.
Please do. Please call in.
If you're worried about not having enough to say about your matches or wanting not to stay in character or whatever, this is absolutely just us having a good time.
Yeah. Still hoping for Will COO to stop in, and hopefully and El Vacant. I haven't heard from him, and possibly the Immortal Griffith as well. But if they don't, then we'll try to.
English is probably off doing more cameos.
Right, most likely.
You would never have seen such a list of folks wanting videos. And some of the things they request are purely bizarre.
I hope none of them involve cucumbers.
I certainly hope not. I don't think he's been using any props. But
we saw him in a scene the other day.
There's a whole subset of folks who just want him to talk mean to them.
I mean, we did see him in a scene the other day. This kid named Todd was very thoughtful, ordered a cameo for a guy named Jared. We got to actually see it live.
I have a feeling we may be hearing from a couple of those people here in just a minute. But,
fantastic. I'd love to have more folks call in. The more the merrier.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is also a good chance if you've never called in and you've been shy about it. This is very low stakes. There is absolutely no pressure. This is a perfect time to get your feet wet in the radio world if you've never called in before.
Yeah,
I'll,
it's a low threat environment unless you're a complete fucknut.
like
Look,
2 weeks ago. Don't do what certain individual did a couple weeks ago.
Just
Let's put
act
it
like
that
you've
way.
got some sort of home training and you'll be
Yeah,
fine.
don't stick your hang down in the
very,
toaster.
very low stakes, just like a Mavo hair match. You don't have to worry about it too much. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I
So
love me
apparently
too more, Corcora.
Ken Costa wants to ask Paragon something. Ken, what's up?
Okay, I will just try to be calm now. Hello, Avenger. Anyway, do you know what, Baragon? I I spent months hearing you saying many things to me. Something about respect, something about legacy, something about giving the big praise to everyone there. And it's only happened because I just wanted to care about myself. So, I want to prove you wrong as well. But this time, I don't I don't want to prove the man wrong. I want to prove the man wrong in a big way. So, we have a next month after the graveyard smash. And maybe you will still be the world champion. And for sure, I will be in the top 25. And I know that you always reviews making this happen in the weekly show, but how about that when I become in the top 25 and you maybe be still the world champion, will you promise me a world heavyweight match in the RAWF Superstars and give me the chance to prove you wrong? Or will be just another bullshit around?
Yeah, well, I mean, so much for just shooting the shit with low stakes, huh, everybody? You know what? Here's what I'll say to you, Ken. I don't have anything else to prove as in the RAWF. I don't care about records. I don't need a crazy long title reigns, and nothing would make me more happy than losing the title to a first-time world champion, much like I did to Blake Bradley. That said, I cannot disrespect Simply the Best by making a promise. But what I will tell you, and I will guarantee that if I defeat Simply the Best, we will revisit this topic and we will work something out. Okay?
You know that I always give you much respect. But this time, I will still give you the damn respect, but I just want you to be the man of your word. And no, one last thing. Hotshot Chaz, I know you're there. And I won't be mad. I won't be bored of saying it time after time after time. That I want you at Jingle Hair Rock. And thank you, folks. I am sorry for just wasting time, maybe, but I just want to throw some words out of my damn chest. Thank you, boss.
All right, that's good.
Thanks, Ken. I mean, I love the just chewing the fat vibe that we got going on right now. It absolutely was not awkwardly thrown off by a challenge from my good friend Ken. Love you, Ken.
All right. So now we've got some more people to talk to, but let's bring in first of all, better late than never, ladies and gentlemen. He is here, the one and only.
¡Hola, muchachos!
Yo soy
Ladies and gentlemen, I think Elvacan's here. Elvacan, are you there?
Hola muchachos, ¿cómo está?
All right, good. We can hear you. That's good. How are you tonight? What?
Oh, doing pretty well, Just got in.
That's
There
good.
you go, vacant. You can sit on my lap for a change.
Yeah,
I mean, okay, but are you going to be okay with that?
I'm stronger than I look.
Vacant just flew in, and boy, are his arms tired.
I mean, they're pretty massive arms.
Yes. Welcome, welcome, Elvacan, to the Paragon and Maeve show.
All right. Okay.
Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. The Paragon, Maeve, and Ken Costa show, because.
All right, fair is fair, more Corcoran. Which one of us is Statler and which one of us is Waldorf?
Look, I'm. You've got Waldorf written all over you. That's all I'm saying, and you can do your own Wikipedia research to find out why.
Alrighty, Elvacan, thank you. I appreciate you showing up. Anything you briefly want to touch on? Because we've touched pretty much on everything.
I mean, I'm touching what I want to touch right now.
Well, there you go. All right. So, with that being said, next up, ladies and gentlemen, we're being graced with the presence of Will, the COO of Sports Unstoppable. Will, are you there?
I am.
All right. So, what can you tell us about what the situation is for Wrestler Unstoppable and Facebook right now?
It is not a done deal yet. We're still trying to figure things out. So I guess we'll start at the beginning, just because there's a lot of weird stuff running around out there in the rumor mills. Basically, what happens is every quarter, Facebook runs an AI generated test against our system, against every system that runs through Facebook, and every quarter we get a thing saying, "Hey, you're not in compliance with this one product." Well, that's because that product, we don't use it. It's a thing that's an ad generator for Facebook. We don't use it. We predate that system by like 15 years. We couldn't use it if we wanted to. And they know that, but they always kind of ding us for it. So this time what happened is they sent the email telling us that they were dinging us for that to an old outdated email and not the one that they've been using forever. And so we didn't see it in time. But thankfully we caught it pretty quickly, and we said, all right, we started the process to resolve the conflicts. And while we were doing that, they turned off the API, the login API, which is why people started seeing that pop up saying, hey, it's not letting you log in. And the reason you were still able to get in was because you still had the login cookie from Facebook. And the reason people started slowly dropping out is because that cookie expired and they couldn't log back in. So we finally got Facebook's AI, because we can't talk to a human, to understand that we don't use Canvas. And they said, okay, cool. Now we just need to see that the login process works, and we can't log in. And then we try to explain to the AI, yes, you can't log in because you turned off the login server. And they go, right, but we can't log in. Yes, you turned off the login server. That was ad nauseum for a while. You see how this is going? And we've been trying to get to a real human being. I have now ascertained a connection outside of game stuff, like through someone I know who knows someone over at Facebook. And now we're trying to use that to see if we can get to a human being. So all hope is not yet lost, but this is Facebook basically refusing to actually have any customer service.
Okay. So, in other words, you don't know anything about when Unstoppable will come in?
I have no, like, I got sent off the email to the person who might be able to help us over, because the person that is known over Facebook has nothing to do with this. Like, they're in a completely different part of Facebook. It's just that they might be able to send it along to the person who can help us. Right.
Okay.
So, like, this is a fingers crossed Hail Mary is what we're playing with at this point. If that doesn't work, I mean, I'm going to look into a couple other options, but at that point, really what would have to happen is we'd have to basically pay to get the game completely removed from Facebook onto its own system, and you're looking like $40,000-$50,000, and I'll be honest, I don't see us spending that.
Okay. All right. Understood. So that is where we're sitting right now, folks, as far as Unstoppable status, and I'm sure we will be updated as updated ad nauseum as it goes. Correct?
Another thing I will note: for those of you who are subscribers, or if you know people who are subscribers, I was out of town, so I was not at my computer, so I couldn't turn off the automated subscription invoices. If you got one and you haven't paid it yet, don't. If we get it back up and running, feel free to. And if we don't get the game back up and running and you did pay it, we will refund it. That's not an issue. It's the only reason they went out is because I was nowhere near a computer to turn those off.
Okay. All right. Cool. Anything else you need to cover?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, I appreciate you stopping in and letting us know what's going on. And good luck. Hopefully, you get a hold of somebody over there.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great?
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Will. That was Will, COO of Sports Unstoppable, with the update on Wrestler Unstoppable. Hopefully, we'll get more information after the weekend. All right. Next up, let's bring on the reigning estrogen champion here in RAWF. Always good to hear from her. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome.
Yo, step into the ring, feel the heat, feel the fight. It's Destroyer coming in, you're dressing all black tonight. Smooth talking, body moving, got the crowd on your feet. Call you darling, call me Dean, don't you dare get into tequila sipping. Moist, making booty popping sin. Did I come to make friends? Nah, I came to win. The things I whisper in your ear, secrets high and low. It's a single playground, baby, this is a danger zone. No, black shades, black heart, beating strong. Tequila dog, drinking all night long. Gotta play tough away for those who cross the line. That's what Destroyer on you, out of your mind. In the ring, on the mic, I'm a force you can't deny. Every man's vision, a baddest woman looking fine. So step aside, don't let D take the reign. Destroyers in the house, this is my game.
Ladies and gentlemen, she is indeed the one and only legend herself, Destroyer. D, how you doing tonight?
Oh, fuck. There is not enough tequila in the world to listen
Have
to
you
Ken
been
Costa talk
have you
that
been to
much.
tequila? I can't agree. There's plenty of tequila if you go to the right places.
No. RA said I could come over to his place. He has some tequila, all this stuff. It sounded great. He's got some agave plants, whatever. It's all fine and good. It's not enough. It's not enough.
It may not be
Yeah,
enough,
he
but it
did.
will be 100% blue agave.
I mean, it's him. It might
It
be
won't be
blonde
enough.
agave.
Perhaps.
But
You know what?
at
You know what,
anywho,
Ken? I do like listening to Ken. He's interesting. He's entertaining. He's there's too much Ken. It's like listening to Paragon when he gets on talking about himself, how much he loves himself. Oh my God. Yeah, we all know.
I'm sorry. You think that Paragon of Greatness loves himself because you're not listening to the right show then?
Not as much as Griffith, but yeah, you're up there.
well, D, you are scheduled at Graveyard Smash to look apparently. Again, it's not confirmed I have to get back in the game to be able to confirm this, but it sounds like you will be defending the estrogen title against Tigress at Graveyard Smash. Any thoughts on Tigress?
You know what? I don't face her very often. Probably having some round robins and a few other things. I got a lot of respect for her. She's a solid competitor, that's for sure. She's got to be better than Sai.
Oh, damn. No, wow, yeah.
Meow.
Well, I mean, I want to point. I mean, Tigress does know how to win that title you're holding. She has held it quite a few times.
Yeah, I heard you actually were saying that, but she's been in the company for quite some time. Uh,
True.
yeah,
Good
I
point.
got a
That
lot of
is a good
respect for
point.
her. I think she's definitely a good person to be facing there. So I wouldn't underestimate her, of course, but you
No,
know, I don't know. I don't classify myself as a solid wrestler, but I always give it my best. I usually do pretty good. No
yes.
complaints.
Hey, I mean, since you came back to RAWF, I think you've been in before a long time ago. I can't remember. It seems like you have, but since you started, what, 9 months ago, 10 months ago, something like that.
Yeah, it's been about, yeah, not quite a year, around a year.
Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
you've won several championships, including that estrogen title. You've been Superstars champion. You're still Arcana class champion, and
Yeah.
so and yeah. So you definitely made a mark. There's no doubt about it. So,
Do we know who I'm
huh.
facing for Arcana? I thought it was between Cage and was it Brewer?
Oh, did if that match finished, then I'm not. I have no idea who won the match. I'll be honest
Okay.
with you.
Yeah. No, I understand
No,
that.
yeah, because yeah, that was the superstars that half finished before the game went
Oh yeah.
bye bye. So
Yeah. I recall Cage saying something when he got home. I wasn't listening, so
okay,
blah blah blah.
Cage says it didn't finish, so that match will
That's yeah.
probably have to be redone as well.
Yeah, and
It was,
I was beating Sassy. Oh my God, I was beating Sassy, and then of course I would have
mm,
timed out.
of course.
That happens. Whatever.
Like I said,
I could think
we're gonna yeah.
I could think of worse things.
I mean, we all know Sassy's been pretty good, damn good with that Ultimate Gauntlet Championship and the Powerball Championship to boot. So
I I know, you know what? I don't even care. You know what? Sassy is somebody that's always been just she's such a solid, outstanding wrestler. She really is. Um, and I don't even want to beat her for me. I don't really, I've never really put a lot of weight into the titles and the gold and all that sort of stuff. Like, I mean, they're great, yeah, but that just hasn't been my focus all the time. Um, the only reason I really want to beat her for this is because Griff can't.
oh,
So, that's the only reason. Because if Griffith can't and I can, you know, that just makes me feel better.
let's
It
see. I'm
makes
gonna
it
go
just
back.
it's the icing on the cake. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can understand that, and and
Yeah,
that is yeah, totally
yeah,
understand where you're getting coming from on as
yep.
far as that goes. But yeah, so well, let's take a look. You've been in the top 25 almost every month since you joined,
I
if I'm
think
not mistaken.
I, I think I've been in every month I've since I've joined. I think, but
Let's
I could
see.
be wrong.
Last month, well, maybe. Where- Okay, you were 12th last month. Before
Yeah,
that, you were in the top 10 the week before that. The month before that, you were barely in there the month before that. But yeah, pretty much ever since joining, you've been rocking it. So yeah, That in itself is pretty good. I'd say you'd probably average you might be in the final top 10 at the end of the year. Keep it up. So,
Possibly.
did you see Paragon just perk up when I mentioned that? That's it.
I'm saying nothing.
Oh my goodness. At any rate, with that being said, anything you want to discuss real quick with Destroyer before I bring on? Got a couple other people who decided to call in. Hello,
Who were you talking to?
Destroyer.
There's like 7 people here.
Right, I
What?
know, right? Was there anything you wanted to say, discuss, or talk about
Oh.
before?
Oh, no, not really. No,
Okay,
I'm good.
just gonna
I'm just
just gonna hang
coasting
out.
along. Yeah,
All right, just hang out, hang out. We got a couple other people to talk to.
works for
Uh,
me.
let's bring on a man that Ken Costa was going on and on and on and on and on about earlier, because he finally realized that there is a show going on. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Golden Dragon.
He walks in silence, storm in his veins, steel in his eyes, unchained by pain. Scars like metals, carved in flame. They whisper one word, they whisper his name. In every step, a battle cry, born to rise, never die. He strikes like thunder, breathes like flame. In the heat of the fight, he owns the game. He's a dragon in the ring, hear the fire roar. Every hit, every slam shakes the floor. And it's coming like a storm, untamed. No cage can hold what the fire claimed. Warrior soul, fists ignite. He's burning bright in the...
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kenta to the program. Good evening, Kenta.
Good evening, everybody. LA and Senor Vacant. How is
Hola,
everybody
mi amigo.
doing?
There is a lot of people in here tonight, Kenta. Welcome to the party. Just to let you know, in case you haven't heard me, I've already said it a couple times, but the Platinum Dragon title match that you were involved in while the game went down, will have to be redone once the game comes back up. You understand that, correct?
So basically, but technically, I'm currently the Platinum Dragon champion.
Did
By
they time out or did you
technicality.
pin them?
Chaz timed out because the
Oh,
game
yeah,
went
then
down.
that should be refund. Absolutely.
Right, exactly. That title match, as well as the Ultimate Gauntlet title match, both those do have to be redone, as well as certain other contender matches like the Arcana Clash and some of the tournaments maybe have to be figured out. But we once the game comes back up, we'll worry about that then. But I suppose if you technically want to say you're Platinum Dragon champion, you can, but technically, legally, you're not.
One of those alternate timeline history books will say that you have that in your record book.
I just got Inoki'd, didn't I? Oh god, that's... I don't know if I feel honored or upset, but I got the title right here with me right now. I just went to a charity
you,
event
you might
and
want to
people
hold.
calling me Platinum Dragon Champion now. Oh no.
You might want to give me that belt so I can give it back to Chaz.
All
I'm
right.
sorry.
LA,
But
my question is
it's in my
this.
accomplishment. It's in my accomplishment. It's never gonna be taken away from me. So
That's true. That's true. What's
yes.
that? RA had a question real quick.
Yeah. I mean, this is kin on kin violence. I mean, like, does the winner get Barbie?
I saw you say that in the chat earlier.
He can get Barbie, but I'm married to professional wrestling.
Yeah.
Who says Barbie?
Anyway,
Good answer.
Do you
Good
still
answer.
sneak it home?
So did you have a? I know you came in. Didn't you came in just a little while ago? So you may not have heard everything that Ken Costa had to say, did you?
Did he say that I suck and yada yada yada? I
Eh,
have
eh,
it's a
eh,
bad timing, stuff like that.
Paragon, you want to give him a rundown real quick of what Ken had to say?
Uh, look, Ken kind of threw out a lot of the same things that you've been hearing, talking about how you are not on his level. That is the big key to it. The big summation of everything was he says you are not Ken Costa. You will not never be Ken Costa. You can never be Ken Costa.
I mean, that's
Okay,
not true. I know plenty of governments that would let him legally change his name.
okay, so yeah, of course I'm not on Ken's level. He's on easy level. I'm on the difficult level.
Look, Genta, I when analyzing the matchup, I first of all expressed how excited I am because you two are both two of my favorite upcoming stars here in RAWF. I love this feud. I
He does.
said
He
that
doesn't shut up about it.
that's true. You can ask anybody behind the scenes. I am very pumped about this storyline. You two are doing incredible work. I'd said that both of you had unlimited potential and that this matchup uh, the winner of this match is going to be set on the cusp of superstardom. The loser is going to have to go back to the drawing board. Ken seemed to take offense to the fact that I had said that both of you had unlimited potential. He wanted only the praise for himself. What are your thoughts about this matchup and possibly the future for both yourself and Ken?
Well, that's a lot. That's a very good question. First of all, thanks for everybody. Thanks for everybody telling that I'm doing a good job. But here's the thing: I am not an up and coming superstar paragon of greatness. If you remember years ago, I beat you at Graveyard Smash for the Powerball champion. So I am not a up and coming superstar. I'm a returning superstar that is fired up and who gives a shit about what he does right now. Because back then I
He
didn't
told
give a
you.
shit. I didn't give a shit. I just was half ass. And in my half ass year, in my beginning rookie year, I was already Powerball champion and Superstars champion. And also I was a contender for the Midnight Hobo champion, but I didn't win that because it was Mithras time. But point is, I was half-assing that. And now I'm doing everything full ass. I give a shit about what I do. Ken Costa seems to think that he can steamroll me because I'm doing goofy shit. I'm saying goofy shit. That just means I'm comfortable with my own skin. But here's the thing: Ken Costa thinks that I'm a joke because I do all this goofy shit. I don't give a shit about what he says or what he says or aura farming or this and that. He is just a fucking he's like a human cancer to me. In this match, I would fucking kill him. I'm gonna fucking kill Ken Costa this time. I'm gonna end him.
Uh, I mean, you heard it here first, folks. Kenta is pulling his pants down and dragging his ass all across RAWF, just fully.
All right, let me get a question in. Have you just Kenta? Have you decided on what your match is going to be? He's already decided. Ken has already said the first match will be a death match. Have you decided your match?
A
Your
death
the when
match.
yes.
Wait, we're starting at a death match?
Ken Costa's match is going to be the first match, I presume.
Probably yes.
Leave it to the virgin boy to go all out without foreplay. You know, extreme like death match. But here's the thing: I'm going to pick a match that would make him acknowledge me as a senior. I'm gonna pick a match that's gonna think twice about crossing me because crossing me is a good way to get yourself referred to a past tense. And that match is going to be a submission match.
All right, let me get that written down here real quick so that I don't forget.
And I think the last match is you will decide the last match. All right.
I will indeed.
Hopefully it's not a Hell in a Cell in a fire something. You know, it's gotta be visible for the fans because at the end of the day, we're doing this for the fans, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I
Go on.
I am so tempted. No, can't do that. But it'd
Oh
be
no.
hilarious.
Behave.
And I gotta behave. I gotta behave. But yeah. So I will let you all know what that third match is next week.
Can't say what. Jesus Christ, this guy's. Sorry, it can
Go.
cost us
It's all right.
making a lot of comments on the main
Paragon.
room right now.
Paragon. You guessed. You guessed exactly what I had been thinking.
Oh, you gotta love it.
Oh, good lord. But no, we can't do that. We
Oh, we
that it.
can. We can do that.
No.
We
First of all,
shouldn't.
no, we won't. But at any
20
rate,
Kane on a pole. Should I shove it up his ass if I grab it?
That's the match.
that's
That
the
is the
match.
match. Yeah,
But we're not going to do that. We reserve such matches for Jingle Hell Rock,
It's
and
gonna
for a
be.
certain
I don't think that's
and
PG. I don't think that's PG. I
it
can't
is
and
just.
not.
for
I can't just anally deflower Ken Costa on live television. What would the orphans think? No, I'm not gonna do that.
I like that he just assumes it's a deflowering.
I'm innocent.
Okay, that match is not PG. That match is ESQ.
Mm. Oh my God! Let's not even go there. At anywho, so yeah, that is right now. We have a death match, we have a submission match, and I will hopefully announce the third match next week. But at any rate, Kent, just stick around. We this is an unusual show because of what's been going on recently on Unstoppable. But we do have
Yes.
one last person to bring on, and he is the reigning RAWF Multimedia Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome.
From shadows deep, he rises, a warrior born of fate. With steel in his eyes, the tempest shall not wait. Memento mori, the call echoes through the night. His spirit will not fall. Ready for the fight. Griffin Davian, the immortal one, eternal champion. His war's never done. Hunter of monsters, affection of one. In a world that's broken, he stands with none. The tempest rages. His head held high, an immortal legend that will never
Ladies and gentlemen, he is the immortal Griffith joining us. Good evening, Griffith.
Good evening. Wait. I thought my tag partner was in here. I don't see her.
She's here.
I'm over here. I'm under the luchador.
Get off of her, you lummox. She told me to. But she said, "Fine." Does he give you a look like that when you're telling him no? Because he gives me that look all the time.
I mean, he's a man of many facial expressions.
So first of all, you're welcome for letting you all hear the best entrance song in the history of wrestling. You're welcome. And what can I do for you, boss?
Well, you are scheduled in 3 weeks at Graveyard Smash to defend the Multimedia Championship against Deez, a man you know very well, a man you've had many, many matches, several
I have
matches with on pay per view.
some of my most fun matches, to be honest.
Yeah, and I mean, he's won a couple, you've won a couple. It's kind of like almost even, isn't it, as far as those matches go on pay per view?
I think I'm ahead by 2, but it might only be 1.
Okay, so that,
But there's been a lot. Like that's thing. That's not a huge gap. I mean, he and I have faced at pay-per-views with a title on the line. Probably in the time when we've both been in the company, probably no fewer than like 15 times.
Right, it's been a lot. There's definitely been a lot, and there have been times.
I may have faced him more than I have faced Paragon. Oh no, that can't be true because that Immortal Greatness is up like 874. So
right, exactly.
I mean, somebody else can absolutely step into that spot and just keep fighting Griff forever. I would be fine with that.
But at any rate, Griff, talk about facing Deez once again at Graveyard Smash for that Multimedia Championship.
Look, I look very forward to being able to face Deez again. Like I said, it is not only is it always a good fight that I have to really be on my toes, but it's fun. He brings something to a match that not a lot of people do. Actually, he's in the room, so he'll appreciate this. Do you know who fighting him reminds me of? Like the other person that like I get that same kind of fight out of? It's RA. Like this is a guy who's going to show up. He's going to throw hands with me. No quarter asked, none quarter given, no excuses made. But it's going to be fun. And when it's all said and done, somebody's buying somebody a beer.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And he at least I think he still drinks beer. I don't know. I thought he quit there for a while.
I think he did. You're right.
I think you may have to buy it.
I'll buy him a Coke.
There you go. There you go. But yeah, it should be a fun match, a classic, really, an RAWF classic for the Multimedia Championship at Graveyard.
That picture of me, I don't remember posing for that one. That one's pretty good.
You like that one?
I didn't have my braids in though, so it's weird that all right, whatever.
Well, that happens, It's maybe someone took a picture. You just got up from a nap or something.
Yeah, maybe, or post shower. Sometimes putting those braids back in is a pain in the ass.
But yeah, that's your match at Graveyard Smash. Not much else to talk about at this point, unless anything you'd like to discuss. I mean, at this point, everyone can just unmute themselves, and we can just have a whole free for all for the next 10, 15 minutes. Because
I said it out in the green room, but I'll say it here. So Destroyer, good luck with the match with Sassy. I have every confidence that you will win that because the curse of that she puts on me, where I just somehow manage to just keep tripping and falling on my face over and over until I knock myself unconscious, doesn't seem to affect anybody else. So, I mean, I suspect you'll win that. But so how about this? Like, you want to make jokes about how that means you're better because you beat the person I couldn't. We can say that, but we're gonna have to back it up by when you get that title, you give me a shot at it.
Yeah, I don't care. Like I said, I don't put a lot of stock in the championships as much. I don't think I'm better. I never said I'm better than you. It would just make me better in the way that I can beat Sassy and you can't.
Look, I am fairly certain that the janitor or Bob the cameraman will do better against her than I did.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I mean, Bob the cameraman's actually pretty. Have you ever picked up that camera? It's heavy. That dude is strong.
She is your kryptonite, and I get that. I get that.
Absolutely.
That's how it goes. There's people who are your kryptonite.
Like,
but that's the only reason I want to beat her. I've beaten Sassy. I beat Sassy to get to this match.
That's true.
To get the title shot. But the thing is that, just makes me feel better knowing that you can't and I can.
I want to give her shit for that, but I completely understand how that is. Like I'm on that page. Spite is a powerful
Congratulations,
thing.
Destroyer. You found his weakness, logic.
Yeah, yeah. Wait,
Well,
Logic.
somebody was bound to
WWD,
speak
we don't
logic
do
to
that
him.
here. No, hold on. Time. This is wrestling. We don't do logic here.
I mean, I've noticed that's why it's so rare that someone finds that tiny little chink in the armor.
Yeah, that's probably also true.
Oh, you know what?
Actually, I got a question.
You're saying that, but your tag partner is probably one of the most logical player or one of the most logical wrestlers in Unstoppable.
That's why she's my tag partner.
It helps
Because
that
she
I'm
makes you
pretty.
sound smart.
Yeah, logic. That's the reason why.
Well, it is very logical of her to team up with one of the greatest tag team wrestlers in the history of this sport.
Vain creature.
I'm sorry.
You know what? I have to disagree with that because I'm in a tag team with Griff. And I don't know. Sometimes he's a little heavy. Just saying.
I think she called you fat English.
No, that's fair. Have you seen the people I'm in that thing with? Like I'm definitely the largest person by an order of magnitude in that team.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
but
Cage is in the team.
Isn't that team herself and Chris Cage?
And me, yeah.
I'm the cream and they're the cookies.
I mean, there's a lot of people who'd pay well for that privilege.
That sounds very Oreo.
You need one more person in that match, and then you can be 4 non-blondes.
Oh, speaking of our esteemed tag partner, I see that he's out there, but he didn't come in here to talk with us, which is ever so sad. But I'll ask you, like, how's he holding up? I saw all the drama that had been going on in the ring, backstage. Like, how's he doing?
You know what? The best thing that could have happened to him was exactly what's happening to him. Get rid of ES. Elevated, no more. That's the best thing that could have happened to him. And
I mean, I've been saying that for over a year.
Yeah, I know. And me, though. That's part of the equation.
I think literally everyone who weren't in ES has been saying that for a year.
Oh, speaking of which, I haven't seen you in a while. Here, have a cookie.
So, thank you.
Well, where's me biscuit?
Oh, hold on. I've got another one here somewhere. Here you go.
Thank you.
Boss, you need a cookie?
Yeah, and RA passed me a beer too.
Exactly, because I have plenty.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't have to do much tonight. This has been an easy night for me. So
Amadeus is still in vacation mode.
Apparently, but at anywho, Kenta, did you want to say something because you raised your hand?
Yes, my question was, what is ES?
Elevated Society.
Oh, now it's nothing.
Or should we say was Elevated Society? Now it's no longer.
A burning dumpster?
I'm going to sit here and eat my biscuit and behave, because otherwise I'm going to say something that no one wants me to say.
Nope.
We all want you to say it.
Now we all want you to say it, Maeve.
I was just going to say it were a mutual appreciation society, and a bunch of people thinking that they were edgy, and now the point of all that has come to an end, and so they realized that they weren't funny no more.
It's not inaccurate.
They started off strong. I think factions are a fantastic thing. If you are an actual faction. You know what? Back in the day, Notorious, big faction, meant something. Scum meant something. These are factions that meant something.
Renegades meant
right?
something.
I mean,
maybe Renegades did, but do they now?
We're down to about 2 active because a lot of them have retired, but we're still, we still do have an impact.
Well, yeah, you and Dev will always have an impact. That's
Absolutely.
for sure. Dev, yeah,
I mean, aren't you technically a renegade, boss man?
Yes, he is.
yeah. I am a renegade in every place but RAWF. When it comes to RAWF, I am not a renegade. I am unbiased.
Yes, he is. Just like he should be. I mean, that's how you run a
Well, this
business.
is why you're one of the best company owners around, boss man, because you don't let your personal feelings get in the way of doing business.
I have done my fair share in some factions. One of them being arguably, in fact, really not arguably, the most influential faction in RAWF history. Um, and I stick with what my shirt says: faction of one.
I'd love to chime in with the 250% Hall of Fame faction thing, but I can't argue with the Misfits influence. Hell, I've been the guy that was sitting there holding up the protest signs, get the Misfits, get Apex in the Hall of Fame for years.
You see this ring right here? You did that right there. You caused that ring. You did. You made that ring happen.
Yes. Apex were an incredibly formative part of RAWF and something that formed not only just well, yeah, you know what? Apex not only helped form, but like helped create what is still to date the greatest tag team division in this sport. So,
Indeed.
And we appreciate that. But my point being is that here's the thing. I think I will agree with what Stroger said that when a faction is working properly, they can be very useful, very powerful. They can get things done that individual wrestlers really can't. The problem is what history shows us is that inevitably, invariably, they eat themselves, and it hurts everyone in it in the long run.
I think,
And I can
not to interrupt, but
list chapter and verse in RAWF where it has happened.
I think that it's. I think I agree to you to a point, but I think it has a lot more to do with what are you putting into and what are you hoping to get out of your association with a faction. Um, Renegade's been together for, oh my gosh, since the beginning. So is Anarchy and such like that. I
But I would argue Anarchy has eaten itself several times.
I'm sorry, say it again.
I would argue that Anarchy has eaten itself several times.
Yes, but I mean, Renegade is not, and the thing on it is that um, it pretty much what I said is it depends on what you walked in there with and what you were hoping to make. If you're just looking for simply company domination, yeah, it's I mean it's going to eat itself because you're wanting the the ones that are members of the faction are wanting to go into a success piece, and whenever someone has a period where they're not successful, there's not a lot of loyalty. Um, that's just a piece of the puzzle, and
Right? Absolutely true.
yeah, I mean, that it depends on if it's a group that is in it for expedience or if it's in it to win it and just to be a family. And that's there are rewards and there are drawbacks to both. I mean, I would argue I've held Dev back in the tag team thing because I mean there's due to things that are going on in RA's manager's personal life, um, kind of held back, and there are things there were just too many bases to cover. Um, but there's it really depends on what you want out of the people you associate yourself with. So that's where that kind of goes into, and that's why what you're talking about, a lot of them eat themselves, and they rise up, they fall down, they rise up, and then it explodes in a million pieces. It depends on what you want, and I'm not even dogging the ones that have risen up and blown out. It's as long as you are getting what you want out of your association with other people or with a faction, with even a tag team, As long as you're getting what you want, that's what is important. Have some fun.
I mean, I will say I think tag teams and factions are very different animals. Like they're not. It's not the same thing.
They're not, but I mean it's
Because as a tag team, you are working for the same goal. Right?
true.
But here's what I think the major downfall is for all factions eventually. We are an ego-driven, single competitor sport.
Yes.
Which means invariably what happens is the egos inside the faction start arguing about who gets to be the one on top, who gets to go after the big belt, who gets to do, who is the spotlight on. And that's what happens. People start getting jealous and cracks start to form and show. I will say that is the one thing I feel the Misfits did correctly in my time in there, is that we behind the scenes were always like, look, we do not go after each other's titles. When someone has a title or is in line for a title, we support that. We do not undercut it. And also we had a kind of an understanding that if you had a title and you lost it and someone else was in the zone to be able to also get it, you let them.
Yeah, that's how Renegades handle a lot of stuff. At the end of the day, or really the beginning of the day, is that we were together and we weren't going to let people rip us apart, and that's the bottom line. And I think the Misfits did have a lot of that. It was good,
but we somehow went down an actual path of the egocentric problems of wrestling.
But I also think with factions, though, I think a good faction, depending again, like RA is saying, depending on what your goal is and what you want to do as a faction. But when you're also saying, Griff, about the egos in a faction. When I was in Notorious, going back years ago, of course, it wasn't focused on titles. It was focused on other things, and there was no question of how that hierarchy worked within that faction. And there was never anybody that ever attempted to overthrow Stallion or myself at that faction level. That's just how it was. Everybody knew Notorious, who's the leader of Notorious? Stallion. That was it. There was no question about it.
So, I'd love to have an opinion on this. I feel like Opaque kind of are an exception because it's a small faction and it's for legitimate brothers. So there's never going to be any falling out or breaking apart. And because it's so small and we're also successful over the time in RAWF, we've kind of overlooked the idea of trying to avoid fighting each other, because we're much more of the camp of we try to iron sharpens iron. We try to make each other better through the competition. But I think that all of these things are absolutely valid, and that's why I've kind of stayed out of this conversation, because I feel like Opaque are a bit of an exception because of extenuating circumstances.
It's a legitimate part of the conversation. I mean, y'all literally are family. So yeah, and that's blood family. So I mean it's a
But that's what a faction is. Whether you're blood or not, that's what a faction is. And yeah,
Sure,
you guys
sure.
are together, you're brothers, and that's everything. But you have a certain goal, whether it's just to be family or to win titles or to be the heels of the place or the faces or whatever. That's the purpose of the factions.
Our goal was basically to get in the Hall of Fame. We've all done that at least twice. Win the world title. We all did that except for one stupid fish. Stupid fish.
Poor Kelly.
Well, I mean, let's be fair. Every faction has to have a weak link, right?
If we could just roast Killa, that would be amazing.
He's not even here to defend himself.
That's what makes it funnier.
You'll listen to it later.
And I love me some factions. I love some factions. Misfits, incredibly formative to RAWF and I think a reason why a lot of factions that have come and gone in RAWF were inspired by Misfits, whether it be to try to achieve that same level of success or to try to be the faction to take down the Misfits. I think that there were a lot of people that really look at, if a faction is done well, it not only motivates everybody within that faction, but it motivates everybody outside of that faction, and that's the mark of a truly great faction, I think.
Yeah, it's funny enough that the faction that managed to take the Misfits out was the Misfits.
Yeah,
But
because
that's the same thing that took out ES.
yeah, and
What
I'll
took out
say
ES is ES. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I thought it was Claymore, but
Well,
well, this is what I'll say is that the Renegades were not out to take down any faction. I mean, like unless we were like pointed as a weapon at them and went, because I mean that happened in the definitely in the pre RAWF days. We were pointed as a weapon, and we did. I mean, it was brutal, nasty, and short, but it happened. At the end of the day, though, we were a faction and a family before, during, and after that entire episode, and there wasn't a question on it, and it was fun.
and that's the purpose. Fun.
Yes, it is.
And everybody has their own way of having fun. Some of us like
Wait,
to
you
do
guys
it
have
by
fun?
ourselves. Well,
Yeah.
you're family. That's why you didn't.
Well, this has been a very interesting discussion, no doubt about it.
But I gotta say, it's been good.
Yes.
A lot of real
Yes, keep trying.
professionals talking through things.
And Chaz, if you want to try to call in, you could try at least once just to see if it gives you the same problems. We wouldn't mind hearing from Chaz or Chris.
Yeah, I would love to hear from Chaz and Chris. They got a lot to say. It's got to push the right buttons.
I've noticed Riverside does have some issues, especially on phones. People trying to use their phones to call in.
True, I come into the laptop because I won't even screw with the phone shit.
Yeah. So if you're trying
Same
from your
here.
phone, yeah.
I would love to hear
It
from
seem-
Chaz. Honestly, I've never heard Chaz before.
Chaz is pretty awesome. I think you'll enjoy it.
I think he's made it on once, and it kind of screwed up on him because he was trying on his phone.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would like to hear from the legal champion, because the technical champion would like to have words with him.
I like what you said out there. You got Inoki'd.
Yeah, that was some
True,
wrestling history right
I
there.
was dominating that match. God dang it.
Well,
Y'all gonna make me drink more. Not that you really had to
You're
try
here.
very much.
This reminds me of the RAWF after RT back then in 2016.
What's that? When we had an after call?
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to have after calls. Oh, wait. Maybe we can see if we got Chaz here. It said, I accepted. Chaz? Are you there, Chaz? Oh, he was there for a second.
Yeah, that's what she said. Oh
I
Lord.
see what you did there.
Yeah. You can do it.
All night long.
I got the request. I hit OK, and then he was there for a split second, then dropped off.
Oh.
Was
I
this
think that's what
technical?
happened last time.
Damn.
Yeah, it does seem to work better for people who use PC than it does for people who use phones.
Yeah.
But at any rate, yes, yes, Ken. Ever since you started using PC, you've been a lot clearer too.
Yes.
At anywho, well, unless anybody else has something they want to talk about,
This is one
I
thing
think
that I do want to say is no matter how all this unfolds, as far as for getting back into the game and such, this is an incredible community. And no matter what, I think the community should stick together. And, if it winds up, I'm a guy that prepares for the worst case scenario. If all the king's horses and all the king's men can't put Humpty Dumpty back together again, we should stay together, and even if we have to move to another platform of some sort. But I have enjoyed all you all, good, bad, and ugly, and some of you are really fucking ugly, and that's okay though. I love you just the same because it's been a real good place for me to do the things that I want to do, and let's do the things. Hey, Chris, your camera's on.
turn your
I
camera
know,
off,
turn it
Chris.
off.
It's down there on the bottom. It says cam. You can go ahead and just hit the little button and it'll
Oh,
be
look
turned
at
off.
that.
There you go. I will go.
You
I will
guys hear
go
me?
in and I will go in and edit. Yes,
Yeah.
we can
It's
hear
not
you,
that you're
Chris.
ugly. It's just that you're ugly.
Ah,
I will make
good one.
sure to. I
Y'all
will
are
make
just
sure.
hating on my beautiful bestie. I mean,
First of
the
all,
man's gorgeous mug was on the
Pickles.
screen, and you're like,
First of all, Pickles, we're not besties.
I will make.
okay? Papa Shaker's my bestie. Get in line.
ultra besties. I know. Sorry, I
And here
always
we
label it
find
wrong.
taste.
All right. So, anyways, back to this talk
Chris-
about factions.
We are being joined by the
I
unsettled
can't
Chris
hear
Gage,
Lord
which I have no
Amadeus
entrance
for
or.
some reason.
You can't hear me?
Yeah. What you might need to do, Chris, is do a hard refresh. That's Control Spacebar R. That may help
Well,
it
you have
out
to
because
call.
that you're not the only one who's had that issue this evening.
Can you hear me? Oh, he's gone.
I can hear you.
You drove my best friend away. You made him say horrible lies to my face.
Boss man, the Sting wannabe wants to say something to my face. Let him come in. I'm gonna behave. I'm not gonna do anything because if I engage with him, it's beneath me.
I think we're at past the point of being in character at this point. So maybe next week, if he wants to, the two of you want to do a face to face. If we're doing it, I mean, he can call back in. I just don't want to. We're not going to do in character stuff from this point on.
All right, but
We're
if
just
the game
we're
does
just
not
chilling
get
talk.
back on. I just want everybody to know that I am the last Platinum Dragon champion.
He's the last dragon.
Ooh.
Yes, the last dragon. Yes, I like that.
Show enough.
The last real.
Low
dragon.
enough. I love it.
So Chris managed to get on here, but I think that refresh kicked him out. Hopefully he can get back.
So that reefer took him out?
The refresh, not the refresh.
Oh, I thought you said reefer. I mean, I didn't know if that was the truck or if it was the plant.
Yes, try again, Chris.
You can do it.
It's actually
And
a
I don't know
chance.
if Maeve has been trying to get back in or not.
Oh,
Maybe
shit, I
she's
didn't
not.
notice
I
Maeve
don't-
got bumped.
I did. That's why I'm in such a good mood.
But anywho,
I always thought Paragon was supposed to be a nice guy.
Who's the baddest mofo low down around this town?
Show enough. Look, I am a nice guy. I just calls them like I sees them. I'm not distracted by pretty girl. Maeve O'Hare is a spoiled brat, and she is the worst. And I will go on record with that forever.
She is. She's so nice.
You saying that she's not here?
Well,
Oh, she'll hear it. She hears it every day.
But I agree with you, RA. If for some reason Unstoppable cannot return, we do need to find something. But I'm telling you right now, I am not playing Fortnite with you motherfuckers.
Nah, Fortnite.
Nah.
I'm too freaking lazy to do Fortnite.
Right?
Yeah.
well, can I say something?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not in character now, so I would like to say that I will be honest. I said many things good about me being here, especially to Maeve and especially to the Paragon, but I can say that sometimes RAWF After Hours makes my day, to be honest. Either it's because passion or because I can talk. But anyway, um, maybe the game will be done, maybe not, and I hope it won't be because I would like to retain and make all this stuff. But I would like to say that anyway, I'm very happy meeting you all. Even in Kenta here because I know that I went too rough with him, but he is a good guy next to me anyway. Even though
That's all you need to hear is me because I'm just awesome.
I believe Chaz is here. Chaz, are you there? Nope. He dropped just as we got him, and he sat there for
I
a
see him
bit.
there for a second. I'm seeing him now. Chaz,
No, he's at
Hot
the-
shot things. That is prime hot shot things. Love it.
Okay, I think I'm back.
And Chris Cage is back. How you doing, Chris? Can you hear me?
Chrissy!
Chris, can you hear me?
Chrissy,
Chris-
okay.
Chris,
Chris?
can you hear LA?
I cannot hear LA.
What the hell?
I can't hear L Vacant.
you probably hear me
I
too.
can hear RA.
Such an
Because we're
interesting
muted.
situation.
I can hear Paragon. I can hear Kenta.
So maybe he just can't hear blondes.
Yeah.
I
We can
just,
hear-
Well, I'm
we-
blind.
I mean,
I'm not blonde. I just dye my hair blonde.
And you can hear me. And you can hear me too, I think.
unfortunately, I can hear Ken casting. Yes.
Oh, yes,
Come on, come on. I had to stick with it, you know. Destroyer was giving you flack earlier. I gotta stick with it. I can't hear her either if she's on,
Who's that?
which is
Destroyer?
unfortunate because I miss her voice.
I'm here.
I can hear her. Well, hi,
Yeah.
babe.
Oh,
Oh, look, now it's more
starting
happening.
anew. Come aboard, we're expecting.
I heard Vacant there for a second.
Did you do the hard refresh?
I did, but it won't let me listen to Amadeus for whatever reason. I've done it like 3 or 4 times now.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Just don't
welcome
like-
to People That I Can Hear, a Chris Cage podcast.
I mean, pretty much that's what this is at this point. Chris Cage, blah, get it right.
Chris
And
Cage
some,
brought to you by Budweiser.
So you were going to say?
and sometimes I feel
Back on the faction thing. The main thing about a faction is knowing what the fuck the faction's doing. And that was a big question for a lot of the time. That's the main reason I didn't feel in place in the faction for a lot of time. I felt kind of stagnated, kind of lost. I did my best, I put my head down. I kept fighting. I kept winning. I
Did pretty damn
got
good.
in. I did. Thank you. I got in Sai's ear about a couple things, and we all saw how that worked out. Sai had the best year of her career. Not even just boasting, it's facts. She's never won that many titles. She's never been that dominant. Things were going good, you know. Um, I'd I really wish things would have stayed good, but you know, the world championship is I know firsthand it'll change you. And Blake Bradley
Does
got
it?
his hands on it, and people got their hands on Blake Bradley. Next thing I know, it's pointing fingers, passing blame. All of a sudden, he's in my face because he's trying to end my girlfriend's life in the middle of a ring, and I had a problem with that. I didn't stop the match. I just said enough was enough, and he took that personally, and it is what it is on that front. But, some things happen, and they're not meant to be. And then all of a sudden, Claymore's back, and Sheik's back, and I just couldn't take it. I couldn't sit there and listen to them point fingers of blame at me when all I ever did was try. All I ever did was go out and do what was expected of me. I'm the one who here every after hours in the chat saying, "Oh, elevated, we're elevating all the titles." I'm the one who was putting out the promos, saying what the society actually meant. Like, oh, it's not just a big F you to management. No, like, F management, and we're here to take all the gold. We're here to take these titles and elevate it past what these prestige means. Like, nobody cared about the Hatfield and McCoy championship. I made people care about the Hatfield and McCoy championship. And then Flynn took it because I gave Flynn a shot. And then we took Flynn out, and guess who got that championship back? Guess who's held that championship more than anybody else? And now, congrats to Zenzel. He's doing good with it, but it's kind of lost its prestige a little bit since I lost it, I'll be honest. And we all know what I've done with the White Lightning division, elevating that division from being the same four people fighting for the title to, no, this is my division. You want this title, come get it. And
Yeah,
I did it all, and sometimes it just doesn't work out. And that's
yeah,
kind of what happened.
it's one of those chief rivals. Kind of a, despite my faction oftentimes kind of standing alone against this ES onslaught a lot of times. I do kind of feel like you had mentioned earlier the when the world title gets involved, it changes things a lot of times, and I do honestly, as a fan of good content and good professional wrestling, I've always kind of felt torn, being a kind of a figure that I knew was going to cause strife within that group because of the world championship situations and that I was constantly involved in. And I always felt like being tangentially related to some of that stuff always kind of bogged me down a little bit, feeling like maybe maybe a little bit of that is on my shoulders, even though really all I was doing was just doing my job.
And to touch on that, Paragon, you're the enemy. You're across the ring against a faction of heels. You're the guy who, from day one since I've been in this company, I'm the face. I'm the good guy. I'm the reason these fans, these little kids, are here. I'm the reason they look up to me and show
Yeah,
up
obnoxious,
week
isn't
after
it?
week. And you can't have a face without a heel, and that's kind of the whole point of the business, right? And so I
Mhm.
played my job and I played my part, and we were playing our part, and things were going good. And yeah, you were you were the one standing across from us, and Blake took you down, and well, we all saw how that happened when you got your rematch.
Literally, a lot of us. It
Uh,
was.
well, speaking of Chris, I got
Yes,
something
I can.
to say actually.
Bring it on, Ken.
uh, at the beginning of all, Chris, he is the reason why I am here now with you. Anyway, but when I started to talk, make promos, call in, and all that stuff, Chris was the world champion that time, and he was making a good vibe here, when he walks in, something happened, the champ is here, and it was like kinda good. And then I see he's like he goes viral, having many enemies like you can say Enigma, Baragon, and all of these. Then the faction stuff. I look at his I just look at his promos and I take big note because this is not how you just make a promo. This is how you stay in character. Like this unsettled gimmick. Maybe I just take notes to just learn how to be in to be in the damn gimmick. So, in the way another, Chris is a big guy here. So, thank you for everything you give and what you will give.
If I can offer some,
Oh, thank you, Ken.
yeah, I mean, if I can offer something as well, one of the things a little bit more in depth is you can be a quote face heel, and it
True.
that lays in consistency. If your character has a consistent arc, it's the situation that makes you a face or a heel, not so much. Not so much.
I completely agree with that.
Yeah. And you got to.
I think everybody kind of goes through phases of who they are and trying to find who they are in this business, and well, in this game, if we're being like that. And sometimes you're the good guy, sometimes you're the bad guy, sometimes you're the good guy doing bad things, sometimes you're the bad guy doing good things. It all depends on what the story is, what the situation is, who you're in there with.
I agree with you completely. It's a lot of fun. At the end of the day,
It is.
if you ain't having fun, find something that's fun. I love doing what I do.
It would be fun if Facebook would fucking fix this goddamn bullshit.
Yeah, if is the largest two-letter word in the English language. It encompasses a world that is ideal and does what it's supposed to. And we're stuck with humans, and humans are going to human. So I want
and AI, fucking everything.
AI definitely. I would, my heart of hearts, I want them to get this shit right. But at the end of the day, RA does not end with WU. I don't want WU to end at all. But I mean, there are other things that we got to be prepared if W ends. We've invested a lot in our characters and who we are. So I mean, let's not let it die. And that's
absolutely. And I think the community will find something, even if this is the last hurrah. This community is a tight-knit family, even if we argue and yell at each other about outcomes. We're all nerds. We're all nerds who just want to hang out.
I'm fucking nerd.
Fuck around.
Completely.
Well, it's unfortunate I can't hear LA.
I am the mayor.
He hasn't actually said anything in a while.
I've just been sitting back
said anything?
listening.
Oh well.
I've just been sitting back listening to y'all.
Yeah, he just said I've been sitting back listening to y'all.
Oh, interesting.
LA.
Well, he's just loading on mine, so I don't know. I can hear Vacant though. What's up, Vacant? Long time no see.
Oh,
How's my Chris Cage and Chalupa selling? Is it still selling?
oh, it's up there. It does pretty well, especially the further south we get. I find it sells better.
Oh,
In New England,
Blake
I will tell
Bradley
you this
always
though:
used to
when we
give
sell them
me
in New England, we sell a lot of beer.
Oh, Vacant.
interesting.
Have you at least gotten the carnitas that you need from the from whenever y'all came to my ranch? I mean, like I know.
I have an entire freezer warehouse full of carnitas. I don't need any more pork for like a year.
Yeah, you probably won't. I mean, that was some high quality pork.
All right, guys. As fun as this has been, we're going over 2.5 hours at this
Now,
point.
Blake Bradley used to always give me flack. He goes, "You're not even Cajun."
Yee.
Somebody,
To be fair, he gave me flack about that too.
somebody let Mr. Cage know
I'm
that I'm
sure he
trying to
did.
close
I'm sure
the
he
show.
did.
Yeah, well, LA's trying to wrap things up, and myself and Chris Cage have to hold hands and skip through a field of flowers here soon. So
That
Yeah,
is a
sure,
mental
sure.
picture
That's
I
what it
didn't
is.
need
All
to
right,
hear. No,
I'll let
We'll
you wrap up,
probably put it
LA.
on all of our social
LA,
media.
I would request one thing is that no matter what the outcome of anything else, let's have this show next week and we'll have a more clear picture of what needs to happen.
that is the plan, RA. I do
Absolutely.
plan on there should be another show. There will be another show next weekend,
Good.
whether Unstoppable's up or not, and we'll at least have something similar to what we had tonight, just a brief talk about Graveyard Smash, and then we'll have people on just to shoot the shit, just because we can. But thank you everyone who called in and joined us here tonight. I do appreciate it, and we will see you again next week. Whether for whatever reason we do it, we're going to do it. For all of my co-hosts tonight, I don't even. I think basically you were all my co-hosts this night. You really
For at
were.
least half the show.
Yeah. Even Ken Costa seemed to think. Yeah. Anyway. But folks, thank you all for showing up tonight. This has been RAWF After Hours on the RAWF Radio Network. We'll see you all again next week.